So who's Edom? Edom includes most of Europe. It includes the United States of America. It's the Roman Empire that was never destroyed.
Who is Rome and so on? Who is Esau? Because Esau is not only a persecutory agent, but it's the greatest of all the persecutory agents, and it is the longest. You know, it's been around with us as not in the form of Rome, which I will mention, but it has been around for a long time, thousands of years. And therefore Esau is the greatest of the persecutory nations, and it is the longest. It all started, of course, with Esau. Esau became Edom, which is a nation. Edom became Rome. The Torah says Esau is Edom. The Gemara says, the Talmud says, that Edom is Rome, Zuroimi. Okay, but what's interesting, of course, is that God decided that He doesn't want a nation, or rather Rome, a nation to be greatest persecutory agent for the Jews, because that would mean that until the Mashiach comes, Rome has to be the major dominant force or nation in the entire world. And God does not want that. As it is, Rome was, a nation for at least probably close to 1,000 years. And then the one in Constantinople went even another 1,000 years after that. So what God did, which is interesting, He changed the form of Esau. Instead of it being Rome, it became Christianity.
In the book of Exodus and also in the book of Deuteronomy, we speak about the mitzvah to destroy and to annihilate the nation of Amalek. Says the Rambam in Mitzvah 188 and also 189 and also in Negative Commandment 59 that there's a mitzvah and a command to wipe out from among all the descendants of Esau, the descendants of Amalek, male and female, young and old. And the Sifri goes on to say, how do we do this today? We remember, which means to remember it verbally, and do not forget it means not to forget it in one's heart. What was so terrible about Amalek? So the Talmud tells us, based on the verses in the Torah, that Amalek was the first one to attack the Jewish people when they left the land of Egypt. And he says the root of this commandment is to implant into our hearts that any enemy that oppresses the Jewish people are considered to be an enemy against God, and therefore according to their evil and their cunningness of their plans, so too will be their punishment and their downfall. And therefore we find by Amalek, they wanted to harm the Jews, and they were the first to harm the Jews. Therefore God tells us we should erase their memory and we should eradicate them from the face of the earth.
Why isn't Hashem's chair complete, intact, until Amalek will be finally destroyed? That's what Hashem Himself says. My chair, the chair of justice, the chair on which Hashem Kavyachol sits on, is not intact until the day will come when Hashem eliminates Amalek. And the last question is, what will happen in the very, very end to Amalek? Will he be eliminated? How will this happen? When will it happen?
Because Amalek is darkness. They're the antithesis to godliness and holiness. Everything the Jewish nation stands for, humility, godliness, light, they are darkness. And we are commanded to destroy this, because Amalek is not only a physical nation, it's a spiritual energy. It's a negative force of darkness.
It's mitzvah from the Torah. One of the 613 commandments is to remember to erase the nation of Amalek, the memory of them even, not only physically to erase them from the face of the earth. Anything that reminds us about them is mitzvah to dismiss and to erase it from the face of the earth.
The Rambam says that there are 3 mitzvahs that the Jewish people were commanded to do when they entered into the land of Israel. And they are, number 1, to establish a king for themselves. Number 2, ulahachriz zarei shel Amalek, and to cut off the offsprings of the nation of Amalek. And number 3, the livnais beis habechira, and to build a holy temple.
When the Mashiach will come, there'll be a new world order.
In order for Mashiach to come, you cannot have any other governments. It's going to be one kingdom, one malchut, one government. So you can look at it in the negative aspect of saying a new world order, a one government. Yeah, you're right. It is going to be a new world order. The new world of Mashiach with one order, the Torah, one government. Yeah, it's going to be a Sanhedrin. We're not going to have all the rest of the stuff. The time of the entire planet is done.
For Mashiach to take over the world, don't forget, at a certain point, King Mashiach should be ruling the whole world. They themselves, the nations of the whole world, will ask him and beg him to take over their, at least the government, their government, to teach them the right way, to teach them how to live. The whole world will take him upon themselves as the leader. And then actually going to be a new world order, but not like those radical ones think. There's going to be a new world order, but the new world of God order.
Before Mashiach comes and a new world order is instituted, we need to destroy what existed previously, and we need a destruction of society and the world as we know it.
Every new reality means a total loss of the reality that came before it, referring to the coming of Mashiach and the new world order that comes with it. Okay? In other words, for what is coming, what is has to be unrecognizable. Nothing can remain. None of the world systems can remain. Nothing will remain because it's rotten to the core.
The spiritual heirs of the Roman Empire is the Western world, United States of America, so the USA will last until Mashiach comes.
Someone has to completely destroy this world and its system before the new one comes in. You want your one world governments? So does God, no problem.
God will abolish every government on earth and hand over control of the whole world to Mashiach.
Mashiach will be the king of the entire world. There will be a monarchy restored to the world. Mashiach will be king, and he will be accepted by both the nation of Israel and all the nations of the world alike.
You may be wondering why Hashem wants to destroy his world, why so much destruction, so much nuclear bombs and so forth. Before a new world is built, the old has to be destroyed.
So one of the things that has to happen is America has to fall. I mean, because the American-led world, the world order, that's the American-led order, is going to end. That's not the same as the very end that we read in the Bible.
You know, one rabbi once said to me, if you look in the scriptures, you'll see in the end times that the Jews are serving God and the Gentiles are serving the Jews.
When Klal Yisrael rules the world, when Klal Yisrael is supreme, and the nations of the world are subject to the Jewish people, and under the umbrella of the Jewish people, they have rectification, they have tikkun. That's tikkun olam.
Evet K'maini is a slave who is not Jewish. So
love the music.
Evet K'maini, a Jew, a guy, a Gentile, he buys it.
Slavery was a way of civilizing the brutality and paganism of an uncivilized world.
A guy has tikkun when he's able to recognize the supremacy of the Jewish people and try to assist the Jewish people in any way.
The Torah says you're allowed to take ribis, to take interest, from a loan to a non-Jew. But for Jews, you're not allowed to take interest.
The Gemara says you're not allowed to free.
Tikkun olam.